Ahoy best friends, hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome, and I hope you stay and subscribe. So today the video is about what's on my what's on my high school journal. And I love this especially because I get to go through all this stuff. I never get time to go through it and like laugh and cringe and all of that. But if you like it, I will do what's on my high school journal part 2, and that will be a journal after this one. Fun fact about me, I name my journals. So this one was called Shimmer Pink. That was like a while ago. I was immature and young. And the next one was called Snow. So I'll probably do a part 2 for Snow. Snow was a white journal, that's why I called her Snow. So this one is Shimmer Pink, and we're gonna go right ahead. I don't think there's that much to go through though, but like there's a video I did and I promised people to do that, like comment story time if you want me to do that, and they commented, and I feel bad for leaving them hanging as much as I really. It's cringe and I don't think there'll be anything fun, but let's look at it. So the first page is literally my name and all the names of my best friends, the ones who are in the Princess Club, a club created by me. One sec. Oh my god. My dust allergies are acting up. I'm sorry. And they literally just started acting up when I started shooting the video. When I was like, preparing all of that, I'm like, I'm not gonna stop, I need to do this or else I won't get any other time to do it. So the next page, this is me. I loved drawing and I loved princesses so much. I mean, I was one. So here, I know you can guess, maybe Princess Jasmine, Cinderella. I mean, I think that's Belle. Is it Belle? She looks like Aurora, like from Little Mermaid. But whatever. Next page is my name, my star sign, and the name of my diary, which is Shimmer Pink. And so, well, I loved pink so much. Oh, that explains the whole Shimmer Pink thing. I loved pink. I was obsessed with pink. In fact, my name in high school, my nickname was Pinky. It was literally just my name. Everyone used to call me Pinky. And I got to Form 4 and I thought, now I'm mature, but people are still calling me that. Like, I could be walking somewhere and I hear a Form 1 calling me, "Hi, Pinky," and I tell him like, do I know you? I don't know you. How do you know me? But I'm like, nah, not everyone knows Pinky. Pinky sings, Pinky the one who draws, Pinky the one who collects, Pinky the one who blah 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 and writes novels. I was a fan of novels. I will show you a list of novels. In fact, let me show you now, because we can't go through everything here. There's just too much, and I was always crying. This is a page of the novels I've written. I don't know if y'all can see because of this filter that I used. But I liked it and I love the grainy stuff, although now I'm very unsure about it, but I still like it. So my first novel was in class 6 or 7. Was it in class 6? It was called Lisa and the Mysterious Mystery. I loved it. It was nice, and let me tell you, I read it now and I'm like, I was creative though. Like, I was really smart. The plot twists, like, I used to hear people when they talked about a movie, they used to love either like a good looking character or a very good plot twist, and other people love plot twists. So I just dumped all the plot twists in there that I could, and they were just epic though. And I took it to my dad, and my dad was amazed though. Like, he really was amazed and was like, we're gonna publish this one. But then publishing houses were like, you need to pay homage to your country, because in this novel that short story, Lysandra and the Mystery, blah blah blah, I used places in the US. Like, can you imagine? Like, I used places in the US, and I think most of my stories I used to use places in the US and like very fancy names and stuff like that. I unplaited my hair. That is why I have all this stuff on. They look weird without braids. Well, yeah. So in short, I couldn't get it published. My dad tried telling me to write like some stuff, you know, like a bit cultural, use places in Kenya, and I'm like, that's not inspiring me to write, honestly. I was terrible. Now I do know that. Before, I didn't know. I was young, I was still growing, and you know, the movies, the teen magazines that I was reading, they were all just inspiring me to use all those places. Anyway, the next one was a play. It was called Adriana and Ronnie. Wait, which one came first? Oh no, Lysandra came first. The second one was Adriana and Ronnie. That was a play, yeah. So Adriana was me, because I used to love Adriana so much. I used to love Victorious, the Nickelodeon show, and Sam and Cat. And Adriana was just like, you know, like as Cat, she was obsessed with Pink, and I was obsessed with Pink. So I started loving it, and people started comparing me to her. And so I took up the name Adriana. Ronnie was my crush. It was my crush. He was my crush. I met him on a church camp. We used to go like the kids. We used to go for camps from deliverance churches and from various branches, and then we could come together and then go for a camp somewhere. And I realized I had a crush on him during a bonfire. And after everyone left to like go and sleep, I was still there because he was still there. I'm like, oh my god, I like him. And from that time onward, I was just crashing on him. But I was young. I was really young though. And so I wrote a crush inspired play, Adriana and Ronnie. The next one was I'm into it. Like, you know, I'm into you, but now I'm into it. Like, I'm into this situationship. I knew about situationships at the time. Oh my god. But I never had one. I never even had a boyfriend until after Form 4. My first love. Which is very hectic and very... it's just a very... I don't know. It's terrible. It was nice. It was amazing. Then it was terrible. And then the next one is P.S. Love Not Fame. So this one... I don't remember what this one was about, but it was, of course, a love story between a girl, which is obviously me. Like, I wanted to star in all. Like, you know, when you're writing a story, you picture yourself, you know, you picture a very good-looking guy, and sometimes you picture yourself. So, me and a celebrity. So, hence the name P.S. Love Not Fame. And then there was typical journalist love. So this one was about a journalist aunt who had a niece, and the aunt fell sick, but she needed to go. She was given a task to do, to go get information on a certain teen pop star. And so she fell sick or something happened. I don't remember what happened. And so she had to send the niece who had come to visit her to go and do that. So she goes there, and the teen pop star she's supposed to get information from or about, he's cute. And they fall in love. That filter did not just do that. Oh my god. That was a jump scare. It was a jump scare. Honestly, I love the grainy stuff. If you don't love them, just tell me and I will just, you know, just not do this the next time. But I love the grainy stuff. I've always loved grainy stuff on a picture, on a video. So anyway, she goes there and falls in love, and you know, eventually the boy finds out who she is, and he's like mad. So you didn't like me, you just wanted information out of me, and blah blah blah. Yeah, you know, that's how it ends. But obviously, you know, they end up together. Like, I was not all about the tragedies. Now I just wanted my characters to have a happy ending, and I was into love like a lot, even though I never experienced any of that. Actually, even my first kiss happened after Form 4. It happened after Form 4. So, well, there's typical journalist love. D'accord. So the next one was distant love. Juggly twin love. These are twins who have been separated. They were fraternal twins, and later on they meet, and well, they fall in love with the same guy. Blah blah blah. And then the next one is Rose, Debs, and Irrevocable Love. This novel was supposed to be a very plain old love story, but a good one too. And then I made the guy so mysterious that, okay, when I used to write a novel in high school, I would write like, you know, even just one sentence, people would be like, "Umendela na story, umendela." I'm like, yes, it's just one sentence though, like just let me read it. So even a chapter, people would like try to read it before, you know, I read a bit and they read. So I made the guy so mysterious, they thought he was a vampire. You know, girls loved those stuff. That was the time Vampire Diaries and Teen Wolf was like, you know, off the rooftops, the views and everything, and you know, teenage girls. So I made him so mysterious, people thought he was a vampire, and that's how they ended up changing the whole story. I had a whole story planned, and they just changed it. I'm like, you gotta give them what they want, you know. I would... You have to give them what they want. And so anyway, I made him a vampire, and that's how it turned into a sequel, because it was a vampire love story and it had to be long. I had so many ideas like flowing, you know. It was inspired by all these movies and the novels, vampire novels we used to read like a lot. And so that was the sequel, the first one. It was a sequel. That was the first one. The second one, part 2, was Hashana Land Love. So Hashana was where these supernatural creatures were staying, and the land, you know, between Hashana and land, those two falling in love, a vampire and a girl. And part 3 was Drayton Love in Erotic Thrall. I was good with topics. The part 4 was Vampire Rising. Part 4 is Vampire Rising. So that's where the whole family just got bit and they all had to become vampires. You know, the family of the girl, friend of the vampire. You know what? Guys, just forget that. So after this one, I discovered Wattpad. Wattpad has the most cliche stories. I don't know. I mean, right now on my Wattpad we just find poetry books because the other stories just cliche. But there's some really good stories. Jump scare again. So there was, and they started inspiring how I used to write. So there was With a Bad Boy. With a Bad Boy. The next one was The Bad Boy Noticed Me, and then Wrecked Perfection, and then Acute Bodyguard Saga. Oh my god. And then these last two were my favorite. They were deep, they were intellectual, they were dark, they were philosophical as hell. They were just so philosophical as hell. There was The Girl Named Jessica. This one took a dark turn. And then there was Hood Girl. Hood Girl started off so dark and ended up so dark. Hood Girl, you know Hood Girl. And The Girl Named Jessica. But I think Hood Girl was literally just my best work yet. It's my best work yet. Okay, since during the high school period. Right now I have like really good short stories, and I have some on Wattpad. If you have Wattpad, please go and read. My username is Wendy Mwenda. Wendy Rye. Yeah, it's Wendy Mwenda. Oh, I wanted to change it to Wendy Rye, but then I don't know. It's like a long process to change. I logged in as Wendy Mwenda before because I used to go by my name and my username, my surname, and it stuck. Okay, it stuck especially when I was meeting my first love, my first boyfriend. He had his last name was Mwenda, and he was on Wattpad. Was he on Wattpad? Yeah, he was. And he used to write like short stories and dark poems too. And so he told me his username, and I was like, well, my username is Wendy Mwenda, because I had seen he had published a book at that time. So in his book, I saw at the end of it, that was our first introduction, so I only knew his first name. What is wrong with these people? What was I saying if I was rudely interrupted? Like, I'm on the fourth floor. Why did that come out? The ground floor. So all the noise just... I collect all the noise and filter it for everyone else. I was talking about how it was called Mwenda and my surname was Mwenda, and I said it to tell him that indirectly. So I told him, you know, like, I'm logged in on Wattpad too as Wendy Mwenda. And he's like, oh really? So if I married you, you wouldn't have to change your last name, your last name. And I melted. Like, we had met that day. Honestly, if I was to tell you my love story, you'd have to like ask me to tell you. So like, probably just comment that you want that story. Right now, I was talking about this too. Oh, sorry. My last, what was I talking about? Honestly, I don't know. So I also used to have like to let the Princess Club members, if they watch this, they will be so mad at me. Write on my journal sometimes. So here, my best friend's sister had given birth, like, and she had like 2 kids, and we were so happy because the first one was called Mel, the second one was called Adriana. We decided it should be called Adriana. Like, it was wild. And so now everyone was writing how happy they are. You see this in these 5 pages, they're just like different handwritings and very... It is crazy. These are my friends. I was collecting the names here. I was jump scare. I was collecting the names everywhere. Gosh, I used to love them. And so actually, when you go through this book, you will see a lot of tear blots, because I used to cry a lot when I was writing, because people used to steal my things like a lot. Like a lot. I think my only 2 favorite days here was, you know, when we were hyping Adriana, our niece. And the day I got these what the shit in high school. So I was sick for like a while, and I was complaining the whole week. I kept disturbing the deputy principal to let me go home, because I just wanted to go home. Mind you, we had just opened the school, and I walked in and I was suddenly homesick that I actually got sick. And I was like, this place is the ghetto, I just want to go home. And I did eventually go home. And the time I went home, I came back with a new prescription of specs. You know, the ones I had before were the glass rimmed ones, the really boring ones, the ones that looks like for old people. I don't know, like, if you remember those kinds of specs. Those were the ones I used to have. Everyone had them. And then I came back with these, and people were just hyping me up on how pretty they were, and I wrote it down. And I don't know, I just suddenly had more friends that day. From then on, my other favorite day was literally just the days when I was about to go home. So basically, they're just complaints about me to God. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll be telling God, I'm not Job of the Bible, because I was so mad. People used to steal my stuff so much day after day. Actually, like, you just see here, I'll be like, I'm crying, and I'm like, now I only have 1 blouse left, I only have 1 skirt left, I only have 1 pair of socks left, and blah blah blah. And sometimes I'll be like, I would announce to Shima Pink, of course not to everyone, I'm an atheist now. It was funny, but I would always like end up praying. I would say that, and then in the morning I wake up and pray. Yeah. So basically, that's all that in there. And visiting day, my other favorite day, and closing day. I can see how happy I am here. My other favorite day was the day I came back from school. I had read this novel that's called 1,000 Boy Kisses. Now, this is not, okay, I would say it's not cliche, but it is a little bit cliche, but It's nice. It was amazing. I was obsessed with that. Oh my, it was about these two characters, Rune and Poppy. And Poppy had a terminal illness. Yeah, she died at the end, but man, it was recommended to me by my best friend, the other novel reader, an avid reader, bro. Hey, just called Mildred. And she recommended it to me. And when I came back to school, that's why I could tell people. It was all I could talk about. So anyway, here I was mad at my best friend. The title, Some Kind of a Girl Dangeline. So I guess I can't read all of this. It's going to be so long. So yeah, my diary is filled with like the novels I've written and novels I've read, me complaining to God. The movies I used to watch when I was in high school and sometimes in school, I wrote them at the back page, on the back page. There were like a lot. I brought one movie that was called what was the name? How to Build a Better Boy. I know. How to Build a Better Boy. And I came with it to school and people loved it. So since then, from then onwards, I started stealing movies from home and coming with them to school to bring everyone. I was a girl who never missed the entertainment. I would never stay in class saying I'm extending. For what? I just wanted to watch movies and be happy and sit on the front row and just watch the whole night. Honestly, it was perfect though. Literally, I think those are the only moments I was ever happy, when I'm writing and during entertainment and when I'm sleeping. I was a very sleepyhead. I was a very, 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 very terrible, no, very good sleepyhead. Actually, like, you have to be good at that. I was a sleepyhead, and I used to, like, when people are like, waking up, they're showering, I'm still sleeping. They're putting on clothes, I'm still sleeping. And then I would wake up and start rushing over everything, and then I'll go to class and sleep during the whole prep time. I used to sleep a lot. I lost direction. I was showing you the last page is the movies and then animations that I've watched, and they're quite a lot though. And then Barbie movies that I've watched. So in that Princess Club, we'd like have a competition on who has watched the most princess movies. And mine, I went on a shopping spree for Barbie movies everywhere, and I started watching them. So there were like a lot: Princess and the Pop Star, Swan Lake, Magic of Pegasus, blah blah blah, like a lot. And then animations, more animations, and then my favorite part, more movies. My favorite part were the novels that I've read. Where are they? Oh yeah, here. Novels that I've read. It was a long list, honestly. It goes on and on. This whole page, 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 this whole page. I was an avid reader. That's all I used to do, writing and reading novels. And then my dad's school, honestly, we never had like really nice novels at our library. It was just boring. But my dad is a high school teacher. In case y'all don't know, he's a high school teacher, a literature teacher. You can guess where I got my literature love from. So the library was amazing. The book donors were white people from international schools, and yeah, you can now guess. Just the novels were just amazing, like epic. So I used to carry them, I used to borrow them. My dad was kind of like, just leading the whole library thing. And so I used to take books, sometimes without borrowing. And then I'd go with them to school. And you guessed it, I never came back with any of them. And my dad would like pasha me and I'd be like, I'm sorry. But then I would steal some more and go with them. And people used to steal them. I think my best ones that I took to school were Anti-Prom, Getting Over Garrett Delaney, and this one, The Earth, My Butt, and other big round things. And then there was Gaiaholic, Vegan Virgin Valentine, Sophomore Switch, Boys, Bears, and a Serious Pair of Hiking Boots. Yeah, those are my favorite ones. The ones that I took to school, those are my favorite ones. And I never came back with any of them, and honestly they were nice. They were literally the perfect book for a teenager at the time, an adolescent teenager. And they were girlish, and they were still okay at the same time. They were cliche, but they were also still, I don't know, they were just amazing. I never came back with any of them. Too bad. But these are all the novels that I read. The novels. The vampire novels. Fallen, Torment, Evermore. Evermore is my favorite. Blue Moon, Shadowland. That was a sequel. Those were sequels too. Oh my god. Now I miss some of these novels. High School Hit List. That book was a hit in that high school. People were just obsessed with that novel. High School Hit List. You can guess what it's about, the hit list. Who have I shagged? Do people even still say that? I miss these novels. The only time I ever enjoy high school. I'm a teen. I have a messy room. I spend most of the time online. I have private things on my phone. I never really had any private things on my phone. In fact, I never used to save boys' numbers on my phone because I was afraid my dad would like get them there. And not that he would do anything, but honestly, I don't know why I thought he'd be mad. And so if I ever got a boy's number, I would write it on a very small contact book number. I bought a contact book. A small one, the one I could always hide anywhere. And then that's why I would write the numbers, because they would never go on my phone. And if the time it got lost, I lost all those numbers. And well, so if I get a call, I would rush to get the book and check whose number is this, whose number is this. Oh, that's Calvin. Okay. It was hectic though, but I didn't have that many boy numbers though, so it wasn't that bad. I'm a girl. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't party. I love reading. I love sitting on the couch at home, taking coffee, watching movies all day long. Blah blah blah. I love everything girlish. Mine. Oh, this is a very, very long rant. Oh, a va-va-voom life for the positive perceptionist. Honestly, I was... Oh my god, the cringiest paragraph you ever read anywhere. Honestly, I don't think there's that much interesting things here, unless my deepest secret. Okay, my deepest secrets are in Snow, the other journal. So if you want to hear that one, comment and tell me that. But I'm going out with a bang. The cringiest paragraph you ever hear, or phrase, or I don't know. So I was writing for my friends and I was trying to be cool. And so I said this, like a day of its own. I don't know what that means. Like a day of its own. It was much fun. Like howdy chums. Oh my god. Let me start. Let me read it all laughing. Like a day of its own. It was much fun. Like howdy chums. You made my day with my type of fun. Like, duh. Like, what? Like, my snout and Chile. Okay. And then I say, gracias. Yo, Chapo. I was hella bent. And then hashtag Trillnana. I didn't. Hashtag Trillnana. I'm gonna make my day with her again. Dubsak Baya ain't my enemy. So in my own me, thanks for the fun and love you big. Cringe. What the fuck is that? What even is hashtag Trillnana? Hashtag Trillnana. What was I thinking? I kind of knew then, but now I don't even know what that means. I was hella bent. Dope swag. Okay, Daya. Daya. My snout. What is my snout? Isn't snout a nose or what? Howdy chums. Okay, these days I start my videos. Aha, best friends. So Hardy is not that far from it. Y'all ain't my inner me. What? Oh my god. I was just trying to be cool. Bye. Go off cringing and subscribe. Cringing. Bye bye, best friends.